He was known for his swagger on the cricket field and for his ability to destroy bowling oppositions. I'm here with the legendary Sir Vivian Richards. Hi, Viv. The first question to you is, it was a volatile India versus Australia series. Virat Kohli hit out at Stephen Smith after the DRS controversy, and then Stephen Smith said that Virat Kohli had no right to make those comments. So, what do you have to say about the fact that should verbal volleys be allowed? Is it in the spirit of the game, and is Australia really allowed to blatantly cheat like that?
Well, to be fair, I guess the game needs characters. It certainly do need a little spicing up at times, especially when it comes to Test match cricket. And for Virat Kohli to say what he said, I think he was basically correct, in my opinion, to have felt that I saw it on telly myself, and it looked a little naughty. And to be fair, as captain, and what I would have seen as an individual myself who would have been in that particular position myself, that he was defending his team, and he's got every right in order for him to do so. So it's, as I said, it does need a little spicing up, and nothing is wrong with the verbal volleys. What I also believe as well too is that so long as it's kept within a particular reason, not for some guys maybe to go overboard, and if it comes to where racism stuff comes into play, I think that's naughty. That should never ever be allowed, and if that's the case, any individual who is in the game itself who is involved in such behavior should be dealt with severely, and that's only my opinion. Yeah.
And Viv, the Australian media played 12th man. They went after Kohli. They compared him to a panda, a cat, and a dog, and said that he had no right. So do you think that, a media should go after a player just because he said something right?
How can a tiger be accusing another tiger? Because to be fair, the Australians have been guilty at times, in my opinion, over the years. I can obviously give evidence to that, having played against the Australians and knowing how fierce they are as a particular unit. So I cannot see why they should behave in that particular way. What I know for sure, that Virat Kohli, he's very competitive. The Australians are also competitive, and whatever comes at him, he's got every right, in my opinion, to say what he sees. I saw it myself, and to be fair, as captain, he's defending his troops.
And Australia is always known as the sledging maestros. They've done it for years. Now that other teams are giving it back, Kohli is very aggressive and he's been speaking out. Do you think this is just a ploy to defend themselves and they can't take it if somebody else does it?
I'm not quite sure whether they can't take it or not. It's not my opinion to think that they cannot take it. But to be fair, if you're going to get it, and I guess the Indians would have been over the years been in that particular corner where it would have come at them on numerous occasions. And you just have maybe the new breed, the sort of a new tigers where the game is concerned. And Virat Kohli is a leader, and he's confrontational, and rightly so. He's going to defend his troops, what he sees. And to be fair, I do not see nothing at all is wrong with it. I've seen a lot of ugly things in the game myself, and if that's the case that the Australians may be accusing Virat Kohli, it's like the kettle calling the pot black.
And we're talking about Virat Kohli. He's such a phenomenon. You once said that, you'd pay to watch him. How impressed are you with his captaincy and his batting performance in the last few series?
Well, I think he wouldn't have done so well in this series so far. But what I think is quite clear about Virat Kohli's leadership is that even in failure, he's still a leader in my opinion. And to be fair, he's an individual that does what he thinks is best. He thinks enough is enough, and whatever comes at me, I'm going to give it back, and rightly so. Anyone who is in a corner certainly is going to fight back.
And they say that the Young Guns Club, there are three of them. There's Joe Root, there's Stephen Smith, and there's Virat Kohli. Who's your favorite, and who's the best according to you?
Well, I've got my favorite. I've always felt, and I've said this on numerous occasions, not that he may be any less or better than these other individuals who would have performed. It's just my favorite. I enjoy his aggression, the style in which he brings, and his attitude to the game. I think we need characters in the game. We need individuals, who can stand up for what they believe, and say so. But to be fair, Joe Root and Steve Smith and Uh, the other guy that I appreciate quite well as well too would be A.V. de Villiers. I think they're magnificent players, and as a batsman myself in the past, I quite enjoy seeing these guys do what they do. Williamson also, you got to put him in the picture from New Zealand. They're just magnificent players in the modern day.
And Ashwin and Jadeja have done so well in the home series. If you've been watching, do you think that they could lead India and make them do well overseas as well? India hasn't done that well, maybe like in a place like England.
Well, that's the challenge now. I've seen Ashwin in Australia as well. In the last series, I think he would have toured there. Wasn't that successful. And this is what I think puts you in the great category. When you can accomplish things like that, I believe that puts you amongst the greats, who would have performed. Until that happens, I think you'll continue to be on the goodish side of things, in my opinion.
The ICC is trying to break down the big three model, when it comes to economics and revenue. Do you think that's better for the game, that everybody gets an equal share of the economic pie?
Rightly so. There shouldn't be any, everyone is making a contribution. When you look at the scarcity in terms of the individuals who are representing cricket in the world, it's not that many countries. So why not make it a fair and even playing field? I guess why I say this, I guess when the West Indies were at the top of their very game, they used to make a lot of money for opposing boards. So why not, when you have countries, who are basically at the lower end where the game is concerned, everyone should be taken care of and taken care of equally, in my opinion.
And we're in the T20 season as of now. We're one of the greatest players to ever play the game in Tests and ODIs. Question to you is, would Viv Richards have been a great T20 player?
No, we cannot turn back the hands of time, but I guess I just enjoy what I see today in the modern day player in terms of the bravery, the chances that they do take. And I guess when you are in a format that is as exciting as T20 cricket, why not? The challenges are there for you in order to take some chances, and I enjoy all that. But I was dealt cards, I guess I had us to play with then. Nothing is wrong with the cards that I think that we see in the future, and it's all very good for the game, in my opinion.
Maybe West Indies has done well in T20s, but they've had the West Indies board and the players have had a problem. They with money and with their contracts and stuff. So do you think that's really affecting West Indies cricket as of now?
It certainly have. I guess when you do not have minds that's basically settled, you're going to have the ups and downs in terms of their performances. I'd like to think that we do have some individuals at administrative level who haven't quite come to the party. What I think administrators in the Caribbean, and especially where our cricket is concerned, they should start maybe having a little bit more respect for players, who would have given them the mandate in order to govern. They haven't done that as clearly as they should, in my opinion.
West Indies has such a rich past, especially the team that you played for, which had Joel Garner, Andy Roberts, some of the best players ever. And now West Indies cricket just can't seem to live up to that. Do you think that's the board's problem or the players?
Well, I think I just mentioned earlier that we do need good administration. If you have leadership at the very top in terms of where the administration is concerned, certainly you're going to have players who are settled enough in minds. And if you can govern well and the players are not fulfilling their duties, then we can point the finger to the guys who are playing. But at present, I think there's lots of issues, and until we settle these issues and get rid of some of the personalities that's involved at administrative level, we're going to continue to see what we're seeing.
And right now, as the IPL season is on, a lot of players are injured and probably saving themselves for the Champions Trophy. Do you think that throws away the club versus country debate?
I don't think so. I think guys who are, especially the Indians, in my opinion, have had a hard task, in my opinion, where they would have been playing a lot of cricket. Sometimes the wear and tear does have its effect. So you kind of challenge an individual who would like to take his rest, if that rest is necessary, because there's a much bigger picture in the future. And that's what I believe that's happening at present.
The last question to you. You were one of the most stylish players to ever play the game.
I'm not sure what.
No, so the question is, you were known for that. In your opinion, right now, who would be the most stylish player according to you?
There's quite a lot of good players around. A.V. de Villiers is quite good. Virat is his own right. Steve Smith, some people may think that his unorthodox style may not fit, but everyone brings something that is seriously special to the party. Joe Root, Williamson in his own style. There's quite a lot of talented individuals that I certainly would enjoy watching, and I hope I continue to do so.
Thank you so much for talking to Times Now, Viv.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.